51% of Americans describe themselves as moderate, but the two-party system forces them to choose a side. Here at the Middle Ground Party, we represent the needs of both conservatives and liberals, upholding the values of the average American. Hello, I'm Brooke Keys, the presidential candidate for the Middle Ground Party. As a Girl Scout, subcrew leader, and the founder and president of the Folsom Paw Project, I have extensive leadership experience and a history of civic engagement. I emphasize cooperation and prioritizing the common good.
Hi, I'm Emily Pugh, and I'm the Middle Ground Party's vice presidential nominee. As a member of varsity cheer, as well as Vista Lago stunt team, and a member of club cheer, time management and commitment are my two best qualities. Involving myself in a local Christian Baptist community, as well as growing up in California, has led me to believe in both liberal and conservative policies. So representing the average American is my promise.
Like Emily Pugh, I analyze issues from all angles before making a decision. Here are some of those issues. Winning adoption rights for single parents and members of the LGBTQ+ community are certainly on the Middle Ground Party's agenda. To allow stable and responsible individuals in these groups to adopt, the Middle Ground Party will implement legislation that bars federally funded adoption agencies from discriminating against any potential adoptive parents on the basis of marital status, sexual orientation, or gender identity. Another issue we will combat is immigration. The Middle Ground Party acknowledges that naturalization is both an extensive and tedious undertaking, so expediting this process is a top priority. By requiring that the processing time for the application for naturalization does not exceed 1 year, and drastically reducing the hefty fees for the application and required biometrics appointment, the Middle Ground Party will create a clear path to citizenship for immigrant families and children.
The Middle Ground Party will also address gun control. When it comes down to it, over 83% of gun owners support background checks, according to a study done by Harvard University. That's why here at the Middle Ground Party, we support in-depth but efficient background checks for the purchasing of firearms and ammunition, even requiring first-time purchasers to present any psychiatric records that may deem them unfit to own a firearm at the time of purchase. However, some parties like the Cyan Party suggest that we should ban the use of semi-automatic weapons altogether. However, what they don't realize is that almost all pistols and shotguns are semi-automatic weapons, and this would strip Americans of their right to protect themselves as well as participate in fun pastimes. Here at the Middle Ground Party, constitutional rights are non-negotiable. Abortion, yet another controversial subject, will also be acknowledged by the Middle Ground Party. However, when it comes down to it, abortion is not the preferred outcome for anyone. That's why, rather than denying women the right to choose, we aim to minimize unwanted pregnancies so that abortion does not become a last resort. By offering government subsidies to groups and charities willing to run clinics that educate women on pregnancy, requiring federally funded schools in all states to provide sex education that is medically accurate, and demanding that information on contraceptives is included in the curriculum of all federally funded schools, the Middle Ground Party will drastically reduce the rate of unwanted pregnancy and therefore abortions. At the center of the Middle Ground Party's campaign is climate change. Rather than denying the severity of the climate crisis, we aim to shift to renewable energy. By offering federal grants to the suppliers of renewable energy, as well as reducing property taxes on renewable energy installations, the Middle Ground Party aims to heal Mother Earth.
With these policies, Republican Senator Susan Collins will proudly serve as the Middle Ground Party's campaign manager. She advocates for accessible contraceptives, equality for the LGBTQ+ community, and gun control, which aligns with many of our party's values. As a member of the LGBTQ+ community and a major advocate for reducing the effects of climate change, United States Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg believes in the Middle Ground Party and will serve as its press secretary. Because of the Middle Ground Party's plans for legislation reform on the subject of immigration, CASA in Action endorses it. This group fights for a clear path to citizenship for immigrants, and the Middle Ground Party's targeting of waiting periods and hefty fees supports this interest. The Movement Advancement Project fights for the rights of the LGBTQ+ community, and it endorses the Middle Ground Party because of its policies on LGBTQ+ adoption. Their support is greatly appreciated, but we encourage you to financially contribute as well. In this way, policies will be implemented that place money right back into your pocket. I'm Brooke Keys, and I approve this message.